Hello, my crafty clan, and welcome to another episode of Etsy News. What has been in the news on Etsy for the past week? Apparently, I can't say that this is your favourite time of the week because French Fry Friday wins out, but it's still a popular time of the week where I dig into what's happened during the week. So let's get into it. First thing I want to do, yeah, check your photos on Etsy. We talked about Etsy's changing the size ratio and everything of photographs. I was randomly looking on my homepage and I saw, do you see this photo on the left? I saw this image on my homepage and I thought, what even is that? It had a bestseller badge on it. I was like, how does someone get a bestseller with such a terrible photograph? But when I went to the seller's shop, when I went to their shop homepage or to the listing page, what you're seeing on the right is what their picture is. This is what they've put up on Etsy in their shop. It crops nicely so you can see the dog, but for some reason on the homepage, Etsy is showing way too zoomed in. So if you see anything like this of other people's listings on the homepage of Etsy or anything, I would definitely drop them a message to say, yeah, you want to check how your system's displaying things, because this is not how the seller is showing her absolutely adorable work. I mean, yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was pretty actually awful. Etsy has finally caught up with the idea that there's loads of scams about and have created not an article, a post in the forums talking about how to spot a scam. So it is kind of cool. Etsy support won't make unrequested phone calls without prior notification. So they're saying they will warn you before they phone up. So yeah, apparently this was a scam. Verify the authenticity of the message. Take a moment to examine the message closely. This is something we talked about, I think, 2 weeks ago. The grammar, misspelling, telling you to hurry up. If you're ever unsure, reach out to customer support, um, which is hilarious because we know customer support's hard to get hold of. But if you're ever sure about a message, don't click on any of the links. This is me telling you, go log into Etsy and see if it's something that's important. They'll let you know on your dashboard. Be cautious with requests for personal information like your email address, financial details, especially if it seems unnecessary or suspicious. Etsy will never ask you to respond directly with personal or account information via messages, email, or social media. We'll always provide an Etsy.com link or instructions on how to complete the requirements. I know people did find it suspicious. I think this was in the States. Etsy needed them to confirm their bank again after, it had already been done and it was going through a third party and it seemed a little bit dodgy. Um, but always log into Etsy and check. This is good piece of advice. If a buyer claims they're having trouble checking out, direct them to contact Etsy support. That is one of the scams. It's saying, I've tried to buy, but Etsy told me I've got to ask for your email address. Bogus. If they're having any problems with the checking out process, which, yeah, spoiler, it seems there is some problems, some glitches with checking out. Some people are saying they're having, like, genuine ones. But if they're saying, I tried to check out, Etsy said they want my email, they want your email, Etsy said they want this, that's rubbish. They're not asking for details. If a customer has a problem, they need to contact Etsy. You can't, as a shop owner, you can't help them with glitches on Etsy's end. Good number 4 is good advice for any suspicious email. Avoid clicking on suspicious links or opening attachments. If you have, don't freak out. What can happen? Sometimes the worst that can happen is you click on a link, your security in your PC catches it and goes, you sure you want to go there? Kind of the worst that happens is the scammer has a tracker on it so they know that they clicked on it. And that just means you go on a list of, hey, here's someone who clicks on links. So you might get a few more suspicious things in the next days and weeks because they think you're suddenly more valuable because you clicked on something. But hopefully it's unlikely anything terribly bad happened yet. So don't panic if you have, but I would definitely change your passwords if you need to change your passwords. Run a scan on your computer, make sure everything's okay. Stay informed of common scam techniques. So yeah, it says check in the Etsy forums. The Etsy forums are not moderated by Etsy anymore, but check on there. If you see anything, let me know. Come back here. I will let you know of all the scams that I'm seeing, because I think this is really important, because it's easy for any of us to get caught sometimes with a scam. At the minute in time, they seem to be deliberately bad, but it is easy to accidentally let your brain somewhere and you click something that you shouldn't. So we've all got to keep an eye out for each other here. And yeah, in my head, I'm always, when I'm hearing the scams and you're seeing the things, it's like, oh, if they'd just done that, then people would totally fall for it more. And I'm not going to say what that is. Let's not do a crash course on how scammers could do better. But there are things that scammers could do that would be even easier to fall for. So yeah, keep an eye out. All right. This is something I haven't seen it personally, so this is just something that a few people have let me know, but I don't have a screenshot to show it. But showing under some listings, where you get underneath, it'll say things like should arrive by this date or something. Etsy are now. Oh, Etsy arrives on time or your money back. You're eligible to get your money back if this item arrives late. Kind of sounds good for the buyers, but in reality, are we not just teaching them how to become scammers? This is part of the payment protection thing. And I get people, Etsy are wanting to make people feel more confident about buying on Etsy. And the payment protection thing does cover buyers. So that's kind of good. But the problem with arrives on time is, yeah, Etsy, we tell Etsy our processing times and we tell Etsy what shipping company we're using. But, well, I don't know about in your country, but our post office is generally very good, but the time periods are not guarantees. They're just saying this is kind of the usual amount of time. If something happens, things can run a little bit late. So Etsy's estimated time can be very wrong, especially at Christmas time. Last year, Etsy refunded so many of my customers because my item, basically, they're getting notes saying, hey, do you want to review your item that you should have got? And the customer's like, where's my item? Whereas in any years beforehand, I was able to say, hey, it usually takes this amount of time. Can you give it an extra week and then contact me? And the customers always came back and were happy. But now with this, with Etsy, we're having to deal with customers sooner. They're opening cases and Etsy are automatically giving their money back. Now, this is out of Etsy's money, not mine, because I'm eligible for the payment protection program, but many people aren't. And the worst things is, if your items cost, if your sale, in fact, I think it's the total sale, costs more than $250, it's not eligible, but it's eligible for the customer. So Etsy does this arbitrary thing that you have no control over. And the customer says, hey, it's not turned up, give me my money back. And Etsy goes, sure, I'm just going to go into Pam's account and take that money off of Pam and pay it back. So the customer ends up, you've done everything right, you've shipped in time, you've used the company you've said, the shipping company's done what it does. It's not been bad or anything, but delays happen a little bit and they haven't guaranteed it will get there on time, but Etsy's decided to guarantee on your behalf. Yeah, hate this. As I say, it doesn't affect me, but it affects a lot of people. There's a lot of shops that can't ship with tracking. Different countries have different different postal services, and not all of them can ship with tracking. And some of them that can ship with tracking, Eatsy's system doesn't recognize the tracking, so it's still not eligible. So yeah, Etsy just decides to take money off you. You can tell I don't like this one. Anyway, let's move on. In the forums as well, Etsy put out its tips for Christmas. Whether it's good for you or not is kind of cool. They're saying tap into relevant trends. Yes and no. They've given the holiday trends. It's a cool thing, but for most of the little sellers who've got time to be checking onto all of these things, you're not big enough to be able to hit for those trending keywords. But it might be a nice idea. What are the colors of the season? What are the styles and stuff, so you can cater your photography. If you're taking new photographs for your Christmas items, you can cater your photography to the trends or things like that. It might give you ideas for slightly different things you can make. There is, if you hadn't spotted it, there is going to be a Etsy Christmas workshop coming up soon. I'll definitely try and remember to tune into it and let you know how it goes. Appeal to shoppers by participating in upcoming sales events. So yeah, the Etsy Labor Day sale is happening just now. End of summer sales event. We recommend offering at least 20% off, but the discount percentage is up for you. So we'll look at on sale inventory when choosing which listings to promote in our marketing during the event. And this, bear in mind, this is just the stuff that shows up on the Labor Day sale or the Christmas sale or stuff. So I know a lot of people freak out and think they won't be marketed. Etsy does all its normal marketing as well. This is just, you will only be eligible if you've got on sale items for them to show you in their on sale marketing. And of all the millions of listings on Etsy and the probably hundreds of thousands that are on sale, the chance of you getting shown in that area is very little. These promotions are for Etsy to help drive people to Etsy. They aren't really to help your shop. So have sales if they work for your business model. Don't have sales because you're hoping that Etsy will promote you. And get feedback from other sellers. In the forums, they have listing critiques where you can put up your listing and other people critique it. It can be good. It depends on the quality of the people doing the listing critiques. You get a whole lot of people just spamming their listings, just going, hey, tell me how good my listing is. And they're hoping to make sales. They're hoping they're marketing. So if you're doing that kind of feedback thing, read and comment on what other people are saying about other items, because you can learn a lot that way. And also give your feedback to other people. This is not a marketing thing. This is, getting feedback from other sellers, but a lot of people treat it like it's a marketing thing. And Etsy also did say they're expanding customer support for Christmas. So in addition to sharing the tips to help you with the holiday season, we'll also help you every step of the way to share support and encouragement. Here's a look at the things that'll help when you need it. Expanded support options. Throughout the holiday season, we're providing more ways to get the help you need. 24/7 live chat for most topics in the help center. So this means when you go through the help center and you go down the rabbit hole of I need help with this thing, keep clicking, there should be an option for live chat at the end of most of these rabbit holes. Most chats are answered with 1 minute. Yes, that's because you've got robots. You say your live chat, but, well, even if it's not robots, basically you're going to get automated responses, canned responses for the first couple of responses. So they might answer within a minute, but it might take you a good deal longer of time to get to the person that actually understands your question. So be patient. But yes, nearly 90% of requests are resolved in 24 hours or less. Yeah, my problem with that is the goal. That is what they're wanting to say to shareholders and everything. Oh, we're resolving the chat. But the thing is, so many people ask the question, get the canned response and go, Etsy's just robots, it doesn't help me, and leave it at that. You have to keep on digging, and you have to keep saying, that doesn't answer my question. That doesn't answer my question. And when you do get through to the right person, you can get some really great advice. So just be patient with them. But yeah, it's cool. They've obviously put more people onto live chat. And in general, probably 90% of the questions are pretty dumb and basic. People, I bet you hundreds of people message Etsy every day and go, how can I get more sales? Etsy support can't and shouldn't be helping you with that. They'll just be, here's a link to our articles, go off and do it yourself, kind of thing. Yeah, so help when the unexpected happens. Etsy's purchase protection program is designed to give buyers more peace of mind to help sellers run their business with confidence on Etsy. For qualifying orders up to $250, yeah, I was right, orders, not listings. So be careful when buyers buy a big chunk from you. I'm not going to tell you how to deal with that, but be aware, because it's quite easy for buyers to buy several items and get over $250. And especially for international sellers, like $250 can be different. Like I might one day selling this, and this would be under $250, and the next day it might be over. Anyway, Etsy will refund buyers, and you'll keep earnings if a buyer doesn't receive their order or it arrives damaged. So everybody check out the purchase protection program. That's what I ranted about earlier. If you're eligible for it, sure, it's easy enough. It's not great that Etsy's teaching customers to be bad customers and spending the money, but I was going to say it's their money. It comes out of the fees, the fee increase that we had. So it is sort of our money, but I think it would be a reasonable thing, but I don't like, oh, look, it's got to arrive on time, and we're going to tell you that the time is way shorter than it's going to be. And yeah, customers can just say it didn't arrive, and you're sitting there with the people who have tracking are sitting there going, nah, tracking said. Whereas in the past we might say, hey, can you check with your neighbours, or can you file a police report or something? And you were able to resolve 90% of your troubled cases. It magically turned up when you asked for a police report. But now Etsy just refunds. So yeah, how empowered are those bad customers going to be? There's mainly customers on Etsy are good. There's just a few bad eggs. Okay, this is just a me thing, but I just wanted to put this up here. Now, I'm in the UK, so I don't get the Labor Day banners and everything, but this is what my homepage on Etsy looks like just now. Is it just me? It's ugly. I, I, oh, the main homepage when you're not logged in is all right, but this is just so bland and vanilla compared to. But it doesn't look like a craft site. It looks like, to me, this looks like someone got a standard template for a website designer. I don't know. And it seems like they've pulled themselves back from their bright orange mark, from their brand that they had. You've got the little tiny Etsy there in the top corner, but this random banner of beige over the top to say welcome back, Pam, and then everything is just meh. It's, I don't know, is it just me? I just think that looks really unappealing. I don't know if that's news or just I needed a rant. I'm having a bad day. Who knows? Anyway, and I think that, yeah, I just wanted to talk about, if you missed it, the hashtag keepetsyhuman. If you missed it, there's a ton on my channel. This was my friend Starla Moore, her campaign, that she was looking for all of us who have issues with Etsy. We don't want to leave Etsy. We love Etsy. We just want it good again, basically. So I just wanted to talk about Keep Etsy Human Day was yesterday, but it doesn't mean it's the end of things. Check out Starla's videos, check out everybody else's content, get on your social media at Etsy, hashtag keepetsyhuman, and just say the things you'd like them to improve. But there's a load of media and lots of people have joined in with this, so thank you to everybody that has. On yesterday, Starla's live stream had like over 700 people live with her, which is amazing. And yeah, loads of people have got involved, but we still need you all to get involved. It's not, oh, Etsy, we're on strike. It's not, oh, Etsy, we're quitting, we're so mad at you. It's, Etsy, we love you, but here's this thing I dislike. Can you make it a little bit better? So if you can respectfully ask, just mention to Etsy what the problem is, and you're going to say Etsy doesn't listen. Etsy doesn't listen to one person. Etsy doesn't listen to 10 people, doesn't listen to 100 people say they're going on strike or threatening them. But when there's enough momentum, I mean, how quickly with the Etsy reserves, basically a few bits of media were getting hold of it, and then this was a few weeks ago, it was in the Etsy news, few bits of media were getting hold of it, and then the BBC in the UK, which is like the biggest news, like I think everybody's heard of the BBC did some work on this, and within a day or two Etsy had changed the reserve. They can change quickly, and I don't think that was just a coincidence. So they definitely are hearing this, and if there's enough that they're hearing, so get in and just say, Etsy, we love you, but can you sort out this thing? Anyway, that's us for the week. If you hear any news and think you want it covered with Etsy, you want to talk about anything, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below, and have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week.